Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Disruption Forum Design Horizons. Join us for the very first panel discussion at the event, and today we're diving into the evolving world of design leadership and management, and we'll be exploring how today's global dynamics influence creativity and innovation and teamwork. So I'm honored to be here with an esteemed panel of design leaders who are at the forefront of shaping the future of our design industry. So please join me in welcoming Nivin Kuzbari, Senior Manager of Product Design at Talabat, Venessa Bennett, Global Director of UX at Durham Corporation, and Shane Stuart, Director of Product Design at OLX Group Europe. Each brings a wealth of experience and a unique perspective on how to thrive in our ever-changing landscape of design. My name is Bartek. For the last 7 years, I've been heading design team of 60 plus fantastic designers here at Netguru. And let's get started. So first, Nivin, would you like to say a few words about yourself for the audience?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm dialing in from Dubai. I recently joined talabat, as you said, as a senior product design manager, where I look after the shopping team. We are responsible for the food ordering within the app, and before that, I had the privilege to lead both teams in Bedrock Streaming, part of M6 and RTL, and Société Générale back in Paris. I'm so happy to be here. Looking forward to this conversation.
Thank you very much. Vanessa, maybe a few words about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Venessa. Recently joined Durham, which is a legal tech business. We're a global company, so I'm in charge of UX across all our different markets. Currently building the design practice, which is always an interesting endeavor. But outside of the day to day, I also do a lot of speaking and thought leadership around design and design community, and kind of really specialize in that space around emerging leaders and senior designers who want to get into that more leadership space.
Thank you very much. And Shane, a few words about yourself.
For sure, yeah. Happy to be here. How's everyone doing? So yeah, I'm Shane. I'm the currently director of design at OLX. Not sure if anyone knows what OLX is. I'm sure a lot of people from Poland do, but we're responsible for leading like a double-sided marketplace around classifieds. So I lead a team of approximately about 50, and this spans across many markets: Poland, Portugal, Germany, and so forth. So I'm primarily responsible for leading the team on the horizontal. So this is our goods categories, much of our jobs and services, but also the real estate vertical. So we have many verticals. We have a motor side, we have the real estate side that look deep into the customer journeys around buying cars and buying real estate. So I lead the real estate and the horizontal teams. I'm based in Portugal, and I've been with OLX for almost 3 years now.
Thank you very much. I'd love us to explore three themes. And first is about current market. So in light of current market and global situation, how has your work been affected? So what aspects of your work are you most focused on now compared to the past? Can you maybe share some specific examples? What has become relevant to you? And maybe let's start with Nivin as well.
Let's start with Shane. No. I think today in today's market, we could see lots of rivals coming and to the market for product designers and product design in particular. It became very challenging time because you could say that we've almost created everything, and today it's a little bit hard to be innovative, especially with the constraints of time, the budget, the time to market, and as I said, yeah, the rivals in general.
Vanessa?
Yeah. To add to that, I think the shift, especially joining a new business, is really focusing on not trying to do everything and really focusing on what the top business priorities are. I think previous companies that I've been in and previously, it was all about design contributing to everything that I can contribute to. But I think especially with the background of loads of layoffs happening, it's really important for my team and myself even to be able to align ourselves to those business priorities, but also, and I hate the word, but showcase our value more so than at any time it's been historically, I think. Jane, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, +1 to both what Vanessa and Nivin said. But what I would add is like, I mean, OLX, specific to OLX, we've been impacted last year. We had a very, very difficult year last year. We had layoffs. We weren't an exception to those. A very high regard to profitability, right? So we shifted from more of a long-term view to more of a short-term view based on shareholder value, right? Trading profit was super important for us to prioritize this year, as Vanessa was saying. So the team, so how it affected our work is like really focusing on the team culture as well, right? Like with this very difficult year, it was very, very, very important that we kept the teams, the design team, and just the broader organization feeling secure, feeling motivated, feeling inspired. We had to rebuild a lot of trust within the teams, right? Because it was such a hard year. So given we had a strong focus on execution to remain profitable, like we had to really balance that with the teams. However, this year is a lot better. We're hiring this year, a lot more stability that we're providing the teams this year based on a very difficult year that we had last year. Financially, we're really, really strong. With this whole strong push for Gen AI, which I'm sure we'll get into in a bit, that's been also motivating too. So +1 to what Vanessa and Nivin were saying is just like how we really kind of make sure we're taking care of the teams, keep them motivated. It's been such a turbulent time of uncertainty, right? And teaching them various skills and up-leveling around adaptability, how to really navigate and lead through uncertainty. Like these are all new sort of skills, right? Soft skills that we need to teach our teams in this sort of new normal, right?
So maybe let's dig deeper because that's very interesting. So how are you leveraging those challenges as opportunities for innovation and growth for you or your teams?
Yeah, I think one of the key things that we're starting to do is really work strategically, but and really be part of that vision and what the vision is for the company. I think one of the things that designers can do is help visualize that vision, because a lot of the time the product vision is a bunch of words, and everyone's interpretation of those words are going to be slightly different depending on your context and what you feel. So what we've been doing is really doing designs that are focused on visualizing that vision and getting everyone on the same page, but also informing that roadmap. And it helps us almost just think about, okay, so AI, how do we integrate AI into our products in a really thoughtful way, rather than at the moment we're doing it very experimental. We're just kind of putting it on the screen. But how can we actually integrate it, and what does this look like in the future? And what that does also from a creativity perspective is it doesn't bake us into that delivery aspect, or can we deliver this? It's really on this is what it could be, to capture the imagination of the business, and then we almost work backwards with product and engineering. And I think from a design perspective and a team perspective, what that does is really help get those creative juices flowing, but also show that design can be part of that product strategy and a key player in product strategy.
Nice.
Yeah, to add to Vanessa's points, actually, it's because it's a challenging time today, and with all the business objectives and the product objectives as well. It's not only our role actually as product designers in general. It doesn't stop today in only visualizing the vision, but as well finding the place to create the vision with the product side of the business, and even with the business itself. But this is where it comes, challenges comes as well, because it is a change of the role and change of skills. It's not a change of skills, but more of like leveling up the team. How would you level them up? And as Shane said, soft skills as well is part of this. So in one of the discussions, we said like some years before, said that soft skills became the new hard skills, right? And then this is where a good product designer would come into the equation, where we get to link to create this link between product business engineers and product designers, and then leveling up the whole vision, as you said, Vanessa.
I think this is the perfect bridge for the second theme. So building resilient teams. So as you mentioned, in today's environment, building a team that can navigate this uncertainty is crucial. So can you talk about what strategies are you employing to assemble and nurture such teams? Maybe Shane, your
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to. I mean, just for context here, OLX, like, we're fully remote, OLX, and I mean, we work across multiple countries and time zones. So one of the key challenges is like how to keep the teams connected. And I'm a strong believer that, you know, resiliency, optimistic sort of that positivity, their optimistic sort of attitude, heavily heavily surrounds like how connected people feel, right? So we just some strategies that we work is really how to keep connected in like this remote world is we have offsites. So we regularly meet up every quarter in sort of now they're called on-site for designers, product, tech, all these sort of functions to come together and start sort of ideating and sort of building the future that we want to see, right? We had a really great workshop about a month ago around Gen AI. Like, what are some some blue sky thinking about Gen AI can really bring the business forward, bring some customer value to the many customers we serve over in, you know, across Europe, which is really awesome. Also, it's just like we really need to understand that through this uncertainty, we have the right leadership team, we have the right management team to really keep our designers and our team motivated, happy. Do we have the right goals? Do we have the right career paths? How do we keep them secure and through these sort of turbulent challenges that we are experiencing? It's you know, in my 18 years in this industry, like we haven't seen anything like this as far as the macroeconomics and what this means for tech. So it's interesting times that we live in. So again, to summarize, keep them connected and keep them engaged and really focused on that human element of managing people and really keeping them at the center of what we do. You know, it's always we're a business too, so we need to kind of factor in how we're contributing to the business and the bottom line, but we really need to take a human aspect to the people side and make sure that they're taken care of.
fantastic. Thank you, Vanessa. You're eager
Yeah.
to.
Definitely agree with what Shane said. I think in my team, what I like to do is make them feel like they have skin in the game. So a lot of the things that we do is we come up with team objectives. So we're all driving towards the same goal, and also definitely agree with what Shane said around just the career kind of plans and development, right? So you'll have a balance between the soft skills and the hard skills, but making sure that they're learning and getting that additional value from working here, and not just, you know, just banging out screens or just doing the day to day. They're getting something that contributes to the bigger picture in their career. So I think those are the key kind of things. But similar to what Shane said, it's also balancing that out of, we are a business, we do need to be focused on the top priorities. We do actually, if you want to be a design leader, you do kind of need to understand a little bit about the business and how it works, and be able to articulate that as well to get buy-in. So it is a bit of skilling them up in the kind of key important things as the landscape changes, but also giving them that safety and security so that they know, you know, they can contribute to this team, they can still grow in the organization. But yeah, basically that's it. Anything else to add, Nivin?
I think, yeah, I agree with both what you said. One of the for me, I feel it's a very interesting job that we do, because we work with creative people in an organization within a system. And how do you keep your team thriving and staying, like, keeping their creativity coming within a system that is, as you said, Vanessa, working with business numbers, data, and you have the OKRs and all of these stuff. Yes, we need to teach them, like, if they don't know, but we need to skill up the level of the team with how they read data, how they communicate with business people, the objectives actually, and follow these objectives at the same time, how to keep them thriving and bringing their ideas to the table. I'm a big believer that if you have a happy team, they would do the job and be creative, and they would push themselves actually to become the best version of themselves. Two things that are very important for any team or for any human being actually is to be seen and to be trusted, right? And I think once we give them that, we give them the space to be who they are, to just bring their ideas to the table while they are in that system. And as you said, Shane, this safe place where they could feel safe. Actually, this is the most important thing. And once we reach to that, this is where we could see this trusted feeling in the app or in the product itself, actually.
Thank you. And can I ask you, what approaches do you take to infuse positivity and motivate your teams? Shane, you've been talking about it for a bit, but can you give some specific examples how your companies and how you do it in your teams? So
I think one of the values in talabat is together we grow, and this is something that we really push to have in within like in every team that, and with every team that we operate with. So basically, one of the things that we have in the team is that if you see someone who doesn't know how to do something, just go and help them, instead of just being like with the, let's get away from the toxicity a little bit, like, oh, the pointing fingers, they didn't know how to do that, just go and help them. So because I believe that we as a team or as an organization, we either grow together or we fall apart together, right? At the end of the day, it's not about the organization. It's not about how we are organized within the company, but it's like we're all working for the same product at the end, right? So basically, and because we work in experience, we better have the experience and apply this good experience within the team and with the people that we work with, and then it would be translated naturally, actually, to the product itself.
thank you. And Vanessa, anything to add?
Yeah, I think it's just making sure we meet regularly and keep those communications quite tight, and not take things too seriously as well. I think in our team we call it vibes, and we even recruit for people who have good vibes. So it's basically, can we go to the pub with this person, essentially, and can we work with this person? Because I think it's really important. You spend most of your life at work, so the people in the team we don't want to create a cult, but we still want to create people that we can work with. So essentially what we do is make sure that we're connected, like Shane said, but we're also having meetings where necessary, but also we're doing the handover communication as well, and using all the async tools that we have. Like, we use Teams, so we have Teams. We send each other voice notes as well regularly, which again helps to avoid some of the meetings, especially with the time zones. So yeah, connecting where we need to, but also having that balance between fun and work as well. Shane, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, I think you said it perfectly, Vanessa. I think the only thing I would add is like how do we create that vision, right? How do we inspire our teams to not where we are today, but where we're going? And I think you said this earlier, Vanessa. Like, how do you have designers part of that process, right? Whether it's for the business or for the product team, I think they need that clear, concrete vision of where we're heading as a design team, let alone as a product team. Also, it's important to celebrate the wins. Like, I think too often we get into the I call it like the shit of yesterday, right? We get super sucked into like the operational side of what we do, but I think it's for leaders, right? I think it's our responsibility to create the conditions to really celebrate the wins, the accomplishments, not just like at the end of the year or mid-year reviews, but during the year, and we really call out and recognize those designers that are going above and beyond what they're doing, or whatever that is, right? Because that's important for people to feel recognized, to feel valued. And it's contagious, right? Because as leaders, we need to lead through example. And if we do that, hopefully others will do that as well. So I think that, again, going back to that human element of understanding how to incentivize people and really motivate people is really through recognition, right? So I just want to not to underscore the human element of that as well.
Cool. So you mentioned various skills and designers' jobs is evolving. So with increasing overlap between pretty much design, product, project management, and technology. So what, in your opinion, what types of work or projects should aspiring designers emphasize in their portfolios to stand out or get hired by you and your companies? What's relevant right now? Nivin, can you start?
I'm thinking. I think we can't call one particular thing actually. Today, when we say a portfolio today is totally different than we used to have some years ago, because today we need to have, as Vanessa said, first of all, you need to show your personality, and as well, something that I look for to have in the portfolios that we have is the critical thinking. This is one. Two, how they communicate their work and what type of projects they did and with whom they worked with, right? Because today it's not only about product design, but it's about the products, about the vision and everything that we've said. Do they know how to work with engineers? Do they know how to work with PMs? Do they follow OKRs? Can they read numbers? Can they understand research? Can they do research and all of these stuff? But more importantly, actually, because all of these you could learn them, but then it's like the little extra thing that they have that could make or break the portfolio is definitely the personality and the potential of the person. Because you could hire someone good with hard skills. But these soft skills and the potential of that person is very rare to have. And once you have this profile, I think everyone gets attached to that profile, and we go with it actually. But that extra mile until when they could take it. Yeah.
Shane, do you agree with Nivin? Or are you looking for some
absolutely? I think you covered a lot of
gems in portfolio.
I would just add what I look for on top of everything that's been added, which is a strong growth mindset, right? Because I think if they have a strong growth mindset, and for instance, in a portfolio, I got to expect them to design's not a linear path, right? By any means, it's a roller coaster, right? There's setbacks, there's misalignments, there's conflict, right? I think this is a very, very interesting arc of the story that I would love to see in portfolios and how they managed and persevered through that. Because I'm coming from a larger organization where on any given day, there's someone that's misaligned, or there's a conflict, or with maybe a PM or another whatever stakeholder that you may disagree with. These are the skills that I think really separate the good from the great designers that I see. So those soft skills, what we're saying, those soft skills are critically important. And my growth mindset's important is because if they have that innate ability to grow, to be self-aware of of where their weakness is, gives me a lot of confidence that they're going to be a really strong designer that's going to add a lot of value and to the team and to the business as well. I don't know, Vanessa, do you have anything to add on your side?
Yeah, I mean, I'd add probably two things. I'm recruiting at the moment, so it's quite apt. I think one of the things that I would definitely build on what you both said is branding. Like, there's so many portfolios that I see that literally exactly the same. So it's really, really important for you to stand out from the crowd. I think the other thing is, if you are going to put these things in your portfolio, especially when you're doing personas or whatever activities you're doing in your project, actually know why you've done it. Like, I feel like a lot of people just put in personas just because everyone else has. So it's really like, why have you done this and what is it going to add to the project? And then lastly, which is very, very rare that I find, is business outcomes. So what was the result of this project? What was the outcomes? Did it meet the goal of the project or not? Do you have any data behind that as well? A lot of the time, I do not see these in portfolios and CVs. And the reason why it's important is because now it's so key to have that big business acumen, even if you're just a designer in a team. And I think also a lot of the time, who's recruiting is product people. Product people are recruiting designers. So that's what they look for, is the outcomes of what you've done. So it's really, really key to try and put those in your portfolio and on your CV if you can.
Thank you. And very last question, but follow up on the previous one. Question from the audience: how do you identify good personalities when getting like 300 plus applications for one position?
Yeah, I think that's where it goes back to the branding aspect of it. Like, really brand yourself, and I think, like, know why I hire you over the 300 plus designers. What do you kind of, I don't want to say bring to the table, but what do you bring to a team that's different from all the other designers? And it's going to be different depending on who you are, and depending on what company you're applying for. They would need that skill set, or maybe they don't quite need it and it's not quite a match. But if you know that and know what strong skills you have, or what bits in the design process you like, for example, and that you'll add, this really sells yourself. And I think that's the key thing, that when I'm looking at portfolios and CVs, is that personality and that branding.
Nivin, Shane, anything you look for?
I look for mistakes, actually. I want to see in a portfolio what mistakes they have done to be able to reach to that conclusion in their project and their career and all of these stuff. Because the happy path, we could sell it. Everyone could sell it, but no one could sell their mistakes, right? So basically, yeah, I'd be looking for that, because it says a lot about a personality and about the substance that they could have.
Good ones. And Shane, the final few words.
No, I mean, I don't want anything yet. I think I agree. Just stand out, right? I think we're all creative designers for a reason. We're creative. Please leverage your creativity and just stand out.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been an awesome, very first ever Design Horizon panel. So thank you for being participant in this historic event. And now let's go see the other events. Enjoy the rest of the day. And see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.